The next ones, we are doing the square root of a perfect square monomial. Monomials just tell me it's going to have variables in there, and we haven't done the square root of variables yet. But thinking about square roots, I'm going to start with the square root of 4. The square root of 4 means what times what gave me 4. Well, we already knew the square root of 4. It was a 2. If I take 2 times 2, I get 4. If I'm going to do the square root of y to the 8th, you're thinking about what times itself gives me y to the 8th. Well, when we are multiplying with variables, we add the exponents. 4 plus 4 gives me 8. The key here is understanding that the index to a square root is 2. I end up taking half of my exponents. Half of 4, or half of 8, gives me 4. So the square root of 4y to the 8th is 2y to the 4th, because if I took 2y to the 4th times the second 2y to the 4th, I'm going to get 4y to the 8th. No square root left on that because it is a perfect square. So anytime I have an even exponent, it is going to be a perfect square. So all of these ones you start with here are going to have even exponents. So if I'm going to do the square root of 16x to the 12th, the square root of 16 is going to be 4. 4 times 4 is 16. The square root of x to the 12th, you do half of that, x to the 6th. If you take a 4x to the 6th times the second 4x to the 6th, you get 16x to the 12th power. So 4x to the 6th is just going to be your answer. Number 6, same kind of thing. What's the square root of 36w to the 4th? The square root of 36 is 6. The square root of w to the 4th. Half of 4 is 2, so w squared. 6w squared times 6w squared would give you 36w to the 4th power. So always half of my exponent when I'm doing the square root of a variable.